What's going on? Sean here, we're back at it again. In today's video, I'm going to give you 3 simple ways on how to overcome your fears and reduce your anxiety.
Nerf this!
So if you're finding my channel for the first time, make sure you click that subscribe button and you turn on notifications so you won't miss an upload. With that out of the way, let's jump into it. Fear, stress, and anxiety is something that we all have to deal with on a daily basis, and some more than others, and there's a lot of external factors that attribute to that fear, stress, and anxiety. So I'm not going to waste your time. The first tip that I have for you is just to do the thing. And I know that is way easier said than done, because the thing that you don't want to do is that cause of that stress, of that fear, of that anxiety. So definitely easier said than done here, but think of it this way. I think we can all agree every time that we've been afraid to do something or thinking about a situation that gives us anxiety, when we go do that thing we're scared to do, or we get in that situation that's making us stressed or anxious, it's never as bad as it seems. 99% of the time, at least. I know there's those few times where you go and you do something and you're like, man, that was really bad. But oftentimes we hype up these situations in our mind to be a lot more difficult and a lot more stressful, or cause us more anxiety than they really are, because we're our own worst enemy. We build up these scenarios in our head that haven't even happened yet, and we're getting so stressed out over it. And what I want you to do here is, instead of thinking of all the things that can go bad and say, what if this happens, what if that happens, why don't you just simply think of what happens if this goes well? And the more you think about it, the greater the chance that will be, because what you think about comes about. I'll save that for another video. I gotta get to the gym and then we'll roll on to number 2, so let's go. So gains are acquired, which rolls it right into number 2. You know what's coming. The second way to get rid of stress, fear, and anxiety is to institute some sort of exercise into your life. When you exercise, your body's releasing those feel-good hormones. I talk about it all the time on this channel, and it's so true. When your body moves, the brain grooves. If you institute some sort of exercise into your life, you're going to get that quote-unquote runner's high if you're doing sprints or something like that. And when you're lifting weights, you feel like you can run through a brick wall. You feel you can lift the building up over your head, and it's so true. If you just institute some sort of exercise, you're going to feel those hormones. All your problems aren't going to seem as big as they do before you go into that exercise routine. In fact, a lot of the times I really just figure out everything that I'm going through while I'm exercising. I mean, other than the shower, that's probably the best way for me to overcome sort of problem or situation I'm going through, because it really takes those mountains and turns them into molehills, instead of having those molehills turn into mountains, before the exercise routine. So number 2 is to institute some sort of exercise into your life, and you'll feel so much better. It's going to de-stress you. It's going to get rid of all those negative toxic thoughts. You can really just relieve that stress that you're feeling from the day if you go and lift some weights, or you go on that run, and you're going to feel less anxiety, because again, you're going to alleviate your body of all that unwanted negative thinking, and you're going to have those feel-good hormones be released, and you're going to get into a positive state. And I don't know who's credited with this quote, but no one ever regretted a workout.
Well, they gotta be done sometimes, right?
So tonight we're having some Brussels sprouts, some greens, some pulled pork, and a little bit of beans right there, and there's the pishwi. So dinner was delicious. Pulled pork, Lily always does an amazing job with that. I just feel so enriched with nice nutrients and vitamins, and I'm feeling great, and I'm about to wind down and go to bed, but I gotta hit you with this last tip. I gotta end this video. So the third thing that you can do to de-stress, control your anxiety, and overcome fear is to control your breathing. Now, you may have heard this tip before in a lot of other places, but there's this one nuance to it, and I'm hoping this is something you haven't heard before because I just found out about it recently, and that is to stimulate your vagus nerve. And how you do that is you basically breathe out for the double amount of time that you breathe in. So if you breathe in for 4 seconds, you breathe out for 8. So do it with me now. Breathe in for 2. Breathe out for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what that does is it stimulates that vagus nerve, and what your vagus nerve controls is the rest and digest system of your nervous system, and that's opposite to the fight or flight. So when you're in a stressful, anxious, or fearful situation, you're in fight or flight mode. Either you're going to stay and fight something or you're going to run away. Now the rest and digest is that comfort, that very eustress, not eustress, that's the wrong word, very comfortable, cool, composed state. And that's what you want to activate when you do that breathing. So again, you just want to breathe out for the double amount of time that you breathe in. So take a deep breath, and you've probably heard that before, but count. So breathe 1, 2, 3, 4, out for 8, or 2 then 4, 3 then 6, etc. Again, that'll stimulate that vagus nerve, and you will feel so relaxed. And here's a little bonus tip. If you breathe out and you make a noise, that further stimulates that vagus nerve. So if you breathe in for 2, breathe out and make a noise. And obviously you may hear in meditation people oming. That's stimulating that vagus nerve. So there you go. Those are all my tips. I really hope that this helped you. I hope that you won't be as stressed out, as anxious, and you can overcome any of those fears by using those tips. So again, my name is Sean. In each and every video, I do try to make you the best version of you. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time. Signing off.